Welcome to the Tipsy 2.
Hello. I feel like we always started it like that.
I know, right? Hi, welcome back to the Tipsy 2. Yay.
We're back.
We are back, and it's only been
October, November, December. I can't do math.
almost 5 months. I mean, how bad are we?
It's terrible. The end of the year is always the hardest because we are both so busy. So it was really tough.
It's really tough.
I'm just now recovering from Halloween. It was such a disaster.
I know. I think our last podcast we did was right before Halloween.
Mm-hmm.
That's so bad. We are so sorry. But okay, so where do we want to start? I mean, we've got so much to catch up on, but I feel like we should at least start where we left off, and that was
probably Halloween. Yeah.
So, we
what a fiasco.
love a good costume.
We love a good homemade costume.
And this past year, we decided that we were going to be dirty martinis.
The dirtiest. Filthy, in fact.
Well, we started out dirty martinis and we ended up filthy martinis.
So dirty. No.
Not like that.
Yeah, we were like, in honor of the Tipsy 2 podcast, which we have a little martini in our logo, we thought, let's be actual martinis. So I think we did a little Google schmoogle and we looked at other ideas and got some inspiration and decided to be full-blown martinis with the cute little headband that has the olives and the little, toothpick. And
I think our outfits were
sick.
Amazing.
Yeah.
I think everybody else thought they were too.
Oh, are you kidding? We got so many compliments. First, we started the night off. It was so funny because I guess we didn't really think. We wore wigs, of course. We wore like red devilish wigs because we're dirty. And we were like, my mom actually said nobody else would be our DD because they've all done it before. And they're like, no, we won't. We give up. We will never do it again. So I'm like, we either call Uber Black. Or my mom said, I will take you because you're half sober, but I will not pick you up.
Yeah, we couldn't get,
the pickup was the difficult.
Pickup was a difficult part because nobody wants to pick us up after we've been out for a night. That's not good. But anyway, so, okay, yeah. Mom dropped us off.
But when we got in her little tiny car, it didn't occur to us that our head wigs and headbands with the olives were going to, jab the roof of her car. So we were all laying out. There's so many funny pictures.
I was laying full on in the back seat like this. My headband had to be just right. My legs were up in the air. My hand was up here holding me up. Rebecca's laying back in the front seat.
Oh, yeah. I got to recline, so mine was a little bit better, but getting out was still a nightmare. I poured out of We went to my office Christmas party because I had a plan that I have to be half normal there and look, and be normal. Yeah. I can't show up like a psycho. So I was like, let's do that first while we're still together. We have it together. So we walked in all thinking
that we were super cute.
So cute. And then we walk in and it's like a real Christmas party where it's very family oriented at my job. And they had kids running around and stuff. And I'm like, oh my gosh. We have to get out of here because we're not appropriate for kids. So it just will be a couple, glasses of that box wine and we're out.
Box wine was so good. So we did do that. But ironically enough, one of our favorite places where we live is the Martini.
Martini's on Main.
Martini's on Main. And that was literally right down the street. So we're marching. I was like, let's go to Martini's. Mm-hmm. So we march down, it's decent out. And we're walking down the street in our little Martinis. We walk into Martini's.
And it was not that busy yet.
No, because they're usually really busy. Yeah. So
it was all eyes on us.
Everybody was like, what is that? And we were like, we know.
We get it. The bartender's like, click, 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 click. He's taking all these pictures and he sends them to the owner of the establishment. And he's like, we got their drinks the rest of the night. So it was like dirty martini after another. So I think that's where you got roofied.
I did. I got roofied that night. And I don't want to hear anybody else tell me that I didn't. Because I did. You know I did. I know I did. My daughter knows I did. We all know that I did.
That's her favorite go-to when she's out of control. I must have gotten roofied.
I did. I really did. So, no, we stayed there. My daughter was like, okay, I'm coming to meet you guys. And she came. We went to another place.
Luckily, everything's like within walking distance. We have a bunch of little bars that are like just 2 doors down. And, so there's like this whole loop that we can do. So and it was a nice and decent night out, for October. And so we just kind of was like, I don't know. I did those martinis that they served at Martinis, was very strong. But we just walked right over to Phoenix next.
Yeah, we went to the Phoenix Brewery, and
they had a costume thing going.
They had a costume thing with best costume and all the stuff. And Rebecca actually we both.
So what they did there is, they gave us both keys. So I think every hour on the hour they would pick a couple of people that they were really, into their costume, I guess, and they would present you with a key. And the key, if it opened up a coffin outside, then you got a prize or whatever, gift or whatever. So we both, of course, got keys, and my key just so happened to open the coffin, and I won some stuff.
She got some fun gifts.
Yeah.
We walked up to a place called the Warehouse after that. They were having a huge Halloween party, costume party, band. And so by that time, we were like, yeah, all right,
and they were giving out tickets.
They were giving out tickets, yeah. What was it? If you got a ticket for...
Sexy, scary,
yeah.
and funny or something like that.
Yeah. So
of course we were sexy.
So we got
we were
some
probably
tickets.
Scary.
And then after that, it kind of all went downhill like it usually does. Now, mind you, we were at Martinis. I had 2 martinis. We went to the Phoenix. I had 1 drink there. I'm not a beer drinker. And then we went to the Warehouse. And after that, it was...
lights out for you.
Ridiculous. And I can drink a martini or 8. I really can. Like, seriously, I can.
Oh, I know. It was bizarre that you were...
place, and my daughter was there, and so we went up to this place called the Clubhouse.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where it all went downhill from there. Like, we had to, we were up there, I don't know, and we had to call for a ride. And
well, I come out of the bathroom and Jen's like looking down, looking around. She's doing all this looking, and I come marching up, and I'm like, "What's going on?" And she's like, Lexi, her daughter's like, "Mom lost her phone," and I'm like, "Here we go." She's always losing her phone. So I'm like, "Really?" Like that. I was like thinking I'd just seen her with it,
Yeah.
But I just went to the restroom, so I was like, whatever. So we're all looking, we're looking down her martini. We're like looking, everywhere because she was storing things down in her martini glass. And I was like, what is going on? So we looked everywhere. We asked the bartender. He has no clue. No one's turned anything in. We checked the bathroom. There's nothing there. We just checked everything. It was just gone. So we call our ride to come get us.
Meanwhile, I'm having a mental breakdown because if you're like me, I keep everything in my phone. I have a phone. Here. I have this phone. I have a phone case, my ID, my credit cards.
Let's not tell the whole internet
everything.
where you keep everything.
Okay. But all of my work schedule, everything is in my phone. Like everything.
Pictures of baby,
so
grandbaby.
My baby, everything is in there. So I literally was having a mental breakdown. The thought of losing my phone was just like, my God.
While you're roofied, it just was taking
being
you.
roofied and losing your phone, if you've never had that happen, let me tell you, it's the worst. So, we get our ride home. I get up the next morning. I'm feeling completely lost.
Well, she drives me home, and I'm like, I can't even call her to say, did you get home okay?
Yeah.
Or the next morning, didn't call her. I couldn't call her and be like, I feel like shit, like what happened, But, so her daughter starts texting me, Mom still doesn't have her phone. We don't know what happened.
Well,
and then
I got on my laptop and
messaged
you on Facebook. I'm like, I'm on my Facebook page.
Then you started trying to deal with Apple and maybe ping it.
So then, somebody said, you should ping it, Jen. I'm like, I don't know what that is. And they're like, well, we should, So my daughter's like, you should ping that. But we still couldn't ping it. So I ended up getting on apple.com and going to this location thing and doing all this bullshit that was ridiculous, but I had to do it. And
like as a last-ditch effort.
Last-ditch effort. It really was. And finally I was like, just screw it. I'm going to try one more time. Well, I pulled it up and it showed on Apple. What is that? The Apple location or something?
I don't know. Does our producer know?
Do you know what I'm talking about, Merrick? Like, if you lose your phone on an iPhone or whatever,
Like-
Find My iPhone.
Yeah.
That's what it is. And so it showed my iPhone blinking. Okay, I was like, what? So I was like, okay, here we go. So it's zoned in, and it's
At the last bar we were at.
It was at the last bar that we were at, and it was behind it, like in a parking lot
Or an alley or something.
I'm like, oh my God. So long story short, I rode up there. I'm like, I'm going up there. I'm going to search the whole back. And
Did you call it?
so we get there, and there's nothing. I'm looking on the ground. I'm looking in ditches. I'm looking in bushes. So then we get up there, and there's 2 dumpsters, like, sitting in the middle of a parking lot behind the bar that we were at. And so person I was with was like, well, let's just walk up here. I'm going to walk around the area. You call it.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay. So we get up there, and I call it, and he's like, shh. And he's like, call it again. And so then I come running up, and we hear it ringing.
In the
And I was
dumpster.
like, what? It was in the dumpster. I'm like, okay, I'm full on ready to dumpster dive right now.
She's so
He's like,
hungover.
I'm so hungover, but I do not care.
Maybe still trashed. Who knows?
He's like, I've got long gloves in the truck. I'm like, go get them. I'm getting in here. So as he's doing that, I call it again, and I just have to look down, and I'm like, it's so loud. And I look down, and I could see it lighting up. It was on the very last trash bag on top.
What a gift. Not at the bottom, up at the top.
It was on the very top. I'm like, oh my God.
And I asked her,
Jennifer.
I was like, what kind of garbage was in it? And she was like, I think bathroom garbage.
So what happened was
What
I
she
went to the
thinks happened.
bathroom. I sat my phone on the sink in the bathroom to wash my hands. I must have bumped it. And I was talking to another girl or whatever. I must have bumped it. It must have fell right in the trash bag or trash can.
Sure.
I walk out, blah, blah, blah. Where's my phone? Well, it was in the dumpster behind the clubhouse.
But
And
she got it back.
I did get it back. And
I was so happy. I was like, oh my gosh.
cheers to that.
Speaking of cheers.
Yay.
What are we drinking tonight?
Tonight, well, you tell it because
Well, this is
actually made this
a
one.
little rosé all day. I know. And then we have a little bit of frosting on it with some of these like edible pearls.
And then we have edible glitter on the inside of it.
Yeah.
It's really pretty. So we were just kind of paying Valentine's Day was what, yesterday? So
Yeah.
we're like, okay, let's do a Valentine's Day drink. So rosé all day with edible glitter inside, vanilla frosting, and then
I think
white
it's
and gold.
cheesecake.
Oh, is it cheesecake
Cream-
frosting?
yeah. You're about to get excited.
Okay, cheers to me finding my phone.
I know. 5 months ago.